What's going on, chat? Welcome to What I Missed, where I talk about recent music that I've missed out on and stuff that I didn't miss out on, just haven't gotten the chance to talk about. First one, let's just jump straight into it. Get this one out of the way, bite the bullet. We Still Don't Trust You review. Never came out. Review and reaction. I had this one planned, and I was editing it. I just got busy with school. Sorry about that. But this album, it's not bad. It has some high moments. I like the Weeknd features, and I like the Weeknd features. We'll get more onto the Weeknd stuff. We'll get more onto the Weeknd stuff later. But yeah, it was decent. There had some high moments. Wasn't the biggest fan of either of their performances. I gave it like a 67, but I didn't hate it. Next big one. Tortured Poets Department Anthology, or the second one, like that came out on the same day. It's just another 15 Reputation tracks. Like, I understand that like people like more Taylor Swift, but it just 15 more Reputation tracks. There is nothing there to like examine. If you like it, you like it. I'm not the biggest fan. Next is a French metal band. I'm gonna put the name somewhere over because I can't pronounce any of it. I'm not even gonna try to mispronounce it. One of the best metal albums of the year so far. Very solid stuff. So it builds great atmosphere, great post-metal, great black metal, just all around really good stuff with some post-rock sections in there too. Some of the parts remind me a lot of Earth, actually. Like, after their post-rock stuff, but like they were still taking some drone metal influence, stuff like that. Really liked it. I really liked it. Enjoyable. Next up, we got here is the Acid Girl and Yumi split album, Bully, with the YUMISHARK edition, all that. Don't check it out. The Acid Girl stuff is not that good. It's just like I know I listen to like Harsh Noise, but it really is just a random collection of like boring, uninteresting, maybe pop-inspired sounds. Just no, it's not even worth it. Just no. Next one that we got here, Girl in Red. I'm doing it again, baby. This felt like a nothing album. This felt like a real nothing album. There was just nothing here. I didn't really hate any of it. It's just that it was just nothing. It lacked a lot of the oomph that I felt from the last Girl in Red album and some of the singles from in between them. I just wasn't really able to get into it because it just felt so nothing. It was boring. It was just like another album for the galleys, but this time they're gay, so it's a little different, I guess. I don't know. I can definitely see people connecting with it. I just couldn't. Next up is the METZ album, Up on Gravity Hill. This one was interesting. I didn't love this one. I thought it was pretty good. It's on my love list, but I didn't. It's like a combination of post-hardcore, noise rock, indie rock, whatever. Maybe a little bit of metal, maybe a little bit of post-punk, if I had to take some guesses. It's nice. It was nice. It didn't really go super far with anything, but it was definitely an interesting blend of genres, even if in the end you couldn't even tell it was a genre blend. If you look deeply into it, everything is there. So it does feel nice, at least, for that reason. Next up, Still Houseplants. If You Don't Make It, I Love You. This one has been making the rounds on RYM, Rate Your Music, and Album of the Year. Because it's experimental. It's experimental rock. Because, if it's an experimental album, it has to be up there. It wasn't terrible. I just felt like it got lost in its abstractness. It definitely had some really cool ideas. The vocalist is definitely unique. I have to give it that. It just wasn't like blown away by this thing. I could definitely see a lot more. I could definitely see a lot bigger potential in some other, and I'm doing more stuff. I could, but they just get lost in the sauce. They never really find a way out, unfortunately. But there are some standout tracks. I wouldn't blame you if you liked it a lot, because this is something that I should like a lot. It's just something that I don't, unfortunately. Weird one here. This is a weird one. Brad Tasty Music released a parody novelty thing. Like, doing like a little jab at MGK, and it's weirdly doing better than the MGK thing. I thought it was funny. It was definitely very funny, and I enjoyed the bit. I like that other YouTubers are joining in on the bit. I just like, I don't know, I just thought I should mention it because I thought it was a little funny here. Go check out Genre Bradboy on YouTube. Next is the Stingy Lee album. Wow. I'm shocked that I haven't checked that thing out. That was a popular one. I had it on my radar for a while. I listened to it a little bit, and it was good. I'm not head over heels for it, but it is definitely a great send-off if this is like the final thing. From what I've heard of it, it does do a really good job of building atmosphere. It feels really raw. It feels very personal. And the writing is excellent. So if you want a well-written album, like a well-written, like, what is it, like Slacker Rock album? No, it's not. Like Shoe something? I don't know. It's weird to pin what this album is, but it's 2 hours long. Make sure you're not going into it. But it is worth it. J. Cole, might delete later. Wow, this one was boring. That's the best way to describe it. This one was boring, and not in like the inoffensive way. Like it was grating to listen to a lot of the time. And now I hated some parts of it. The Wabbit season, the Wabbit hunting, whatever, like Meat Canyon thing was so weird. And obviously there was a J. Cole diss. What do you want me to say, man? It was stupid. It was dumb. He didn't have a good fire back. And we know J. Cole could do better because he has great writing at times. This just wasn't it, Cole. Next one, another metal album by METZ. It's called Shame. This might be my favorite metal album of the year. The vocalist is surprising. That is a great vocal performance. Some heavy instrumentation, just entrancing. It's hypnotic. It's like goes over you. And yeah, I quite like that one a lot. All right, next one. Adam Wiltse released their first solo album that wasn't like a film score or anything. Wow. It is nice to see them move on from Sons of the Lid after the unfortunate passing of one of their other key members. But I did not love this project that much. I didn't like it that much. It was whatever. It was boring. It wasn't great ambient. It wasn't great droning. I could definitely see why people would like it though, but only because of the name attached to it. Sons of the Lid is a lot more like they're very talented, and I have an appreciation for Adam's work. So seeing an album like this being so nothing in the drone and ambient scene and putting a stereotype onto a genre that I really like, just a little bit disappointing. Now on to some songs. It's been a lot of disses lately that have been going on. Chris Brown dissed Quavo, saying it should have been him instead of Takeoff. And that was insane. Drake also released a diss track, Push-Ups. It was leaked and then it was officially released. It's a diss against Kendrick. It's pretty good, actually. I didn't hate it. I know he didn't write it. Nobody thinks that he wrote it. But it was certainly a good diss. It was a great response. The Prince to the King line was definitely... Or What's a Prince to a King line was definitely something else. That was out of this world. The ending of dropping Give Him 50 thing was really cool. But it's good to see two really good diss tracks from two really big artists. It's almost like hip-hop is like kind of coming back. Speaking of Drake disses, Weeknd had a diss track on We Still Don't Trust You. Or like a little diss feature, like a little dig. Nah, who cares? It was a decent feature, I guess, but who cares? It's funny because this week, or like in the past like 10 days or so, 11, whatever, like past 2 weeks, we've gone 2 singers dissing rappers. Kind of crazy. I don't know why, but Kanye joined it. Kanye's in the rap beef. Remixing like that and like going on Instagram. I mean, I like that he's like participating, I guess. That's kind of cool. But like, he's like a side character. he's like a side villain that's just like poking shots at the main heroes. It's like, it's weird. All right. The Eels tracks, the new album. I've been listening to them. They're pretty good. Can't wait for the album to come out in June. Those are very solid. Another thing, Maruja and Thom Yorke are both having albums on the same day. I think 21 Pilots and Billie Eilish are also releasing soon, so that's pretty good. And the last thing I want to talk about is Alex Kent of Spring, his solo project. Big Brown Cow. Played some of the songs at a live thing, but the only video has really low volume. So don't watch on your phone. But the first track that is listenable, that one is solid as hell. So yeah. And yeah, those are all the things that I missed talking about this week. Just want to do a little quick roundup of all of them. Some quite nice stuff on here. The best things on here that I didn't talk about so far, probably the Drake diss track, those 2 metal albums that I talked about, the Cindy Lee project, and the Alex Kent solo project, which I am very excited for. All right. Make sure you have a great day. Stay safe. Subscribe, like, share, do whatever. Just make sure you don't support bad people, I guess. Do the right thing, make the right choices, say the right things, love the right people. Peace out.